What is the difference between you and any other real estate agent? Just tell me the truth.
That's a good question.
Welcome to our weekly podcast, Experts Dubai. It took us a really long time to finally get Yana Bellous, one of the most experienced and really well-known real estate agents from Dubai, to our podcast. Today we will talk about real estate. We will talk about the real estate market in Dubai. We will see how the market is going, where it's heading, and relocation to UAE became very, very wanted in the last couple of years, especially because of the problems in Europe. We have a lot of Europeans, Germans, people from Switzerland, from Austria, from Ukraine, from Russia, from everywhere because of the problems who relocate to the UAE. Yana, it's really nice to have you here in the show.
Thank
How
you very
are you
much.
doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. I have a lot of questions to you, and my first question, of course, since we are almost the same time in the UAE, but we're working in different fields. So what my question is, when it comes to real estate, how did you experience the development in the UAE in the last 8 years?
Okay, so first of all, I would like to say that Dubai was always a place where you can grow, and it's not only you grow, but the city grow together with you. And it has basically everything to offer if you're willing to take it. So the goals that the city was setting all the time, it was not only achieving it, but it was always going beyond. So if we're talking even about the real estate specifically, the goals and the vision of His Highness and the whole country was always to grow and grow in population, grow especially in real estate, and it's keep doing it. It just keep getting better, and the market has changed a lot within these years because we know that it has its ups and downs, and from the last crisis, the city had to earn the trust of new people. And the market changed drastically within the last couple of years due to the situation in the whole entire world. But the thing is, when everything is going down in the whole world, Dubai is going up because due to the political situations, the climate change, and lots of problems around, people willing to have a better life, people want to live somewhere in the place that can provide them safety, can provide them opportunity to grow, make money, and live a happy life. And this is where Dubai comes first, probably, in the whole entire world right now. And even though it's number one city probably that everybody knows, the real estate market here is still undervalued. So if we're talking about the prices of the real estate, actually, if we compare it to New York, Singapore, London, this is still a place to invest because the prices are still, compared to the best cities in the world, are lower, and they're not even halfway there where we're expecting them to be.
Okay, I have a question. You talk about safety. Is this one of the main concerns of people who want to invest in Dubai? Or is it either to generate short-term profits, or is it really to maybe relocate here? It's like, where do you see the trend?
Yes, exactly. So it's one of actually great and biggest changes in the real estate market. Because if we're talking about the investors 4 or 5 years ago, those were the people who were coming and buying bulk deals, but they were mostly investing in studio, one-bedroom apartments, because that was exactly, how you're saying, a short-time profit, where you come on the beginning, you invest, after 2 years you make your money, after 5 years you sell it, and this is where you get the income. But the situation actually started changing recently, especially after Corona times, because after we got locked down here in our apartments, the mindset of people has changed completely. And after that, we realized that the Dubai market was missing the family-oriented properties, such kind of villas, townhouses, big spacious penthouses, or four-bedroom apartments. This is what was missing here big time. And that was one of the reasons actually why it started changing, even the market now, because families are coming here now. If before we were talking about only investors and we were mostly discussing numbers, so people were investing without knowing where the location of the property or what's its name. It was basically only relying on numbers. Now, due to, again, the situation worldwide, more and more people coming here not just to work, but actually relocating their families as well. So the biggest concerns, the safety, because people moving here, their families, and this Dubai was always one of the safest places on earth. So this is why it's getting more demand.
Okay, why do you think Dubai is one of the most safest places on earth? How is this possible?
It's proven already. As a woman, I can tell you that Dubai was ranked as the city number 2 in the world for the females as the safest place. Because you know how it is, you've been here for 8 years, and the police, and they're doing their job very well. And actually, I think that this is the place where people come with the good intention mostly. And you rarely hear about crime here, because people just don't want to lose the chance of living their life in here and risk it and lose it all once and for all.
Exactly, because I think the difference between any other countries in the world is if you make any problem here, you have to leave.
You out, yes.
Exactly. So that's why I always say it's more like a club than a country, you know? You get your Emirates ID, which is your club card, or other people call it also freedom card. But if you make a problem, they take it from you and you have 2 months to leave.
Exactly. It's not worth it. It's really not. It has so much to offer that just people not interested in here. They are willing to make life here better. You know about the happiness ministry even here. Like,
exactly,
I think this is the only country that has it.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah,
and
100%.
It works.
Yeah, 100%. So when we talk about families, you said that more and more families try to relocate to the UAE. How do you experience it with your clients when you have like clients who want to buy something here and they come from outside? Do you get any feedback of them?
We do. I actually, most of my clients becoming my friends, and those are the people with the families, most of them. So normally it has the same strategic to everyone. So first there's some family invests, then usually a husband is the one who makes that decision. He's the one who's visiting Dubai, who's coming to close the deals, and after he's bringing the family, and people just don't want to leave after. When they see the quality of life here compared to any other country in the world now, there is no other place to be.
I think the same, because that's the same experience that we have with our clients when we help them to relocate. I mean, we are not the division who is taking care of the real estate. For this, we have you, for example. But we understand that for the families, it's also very important for the children. And the children that develop much better here in the UAE because the whole system is very family orientated. I mean, we have, for example, under almost every bridge in the UAE a children's playground, you know, for example, which is one of the small details where you can see that the government is really taking care that everybody feels comfortable. And it starts with the children, of course, and the country is very young compared to other countries, so I think it's very important to take care of the families itself. When it comes to actually buying real estate, making a deal, could you explain me in a little bit more in detail how it actually works? So let's say the husband is coming to the UAE and he's checking some real estate. There's like a myth, but I don't think it's a myth, but people think from outside it's a myth because agents often say you have to make a fast decision because otherwise it's gone, you know? In all other countries it's a sales push, but here, I mean, I know it's real. How do you convince clients to understand that it's not a lie?
That's a very good question, actually, because this is one of the subjects. This is probably my second question to the new clients that I don't know. First one is, what are you interested in? And second one is, when are you willing to close the deal? Because you actually have to explain to people who don't live here that the real estate market is booming so much that it's not about you choosing the property. It's about basically a luck and the speed of your decisions, nothing else, because even having a money at this point is not going to make a big difference. So this is when actually you need to think who you work with, first of all, because the leading agencies, they always have the access to the new launches earlier than all the other rest of the market. So let's say, for example, MR, one of the biggest companies, the biggest company, it opens up its sales 3 hours before the normal sale for the top leading agencies. So this is one of the reasons that why you have to carefully choose who you work with, first of all. And when we're talking about the speed of sales, I can give you the example, the beachfront, the very famous location, one of the most demanded one in Dubai. One of the launches was done in 1.5 minutes. Within 1.5 minutes, 420 apartments were completely sold out. And there was more than 2,000 people who wanted to get it in Dubai. And only God knows how many people were trying to get it overseas, being online with the agents. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the speed is very important. And you explain it to people, but to be honest, it's getting actually easier these days because people know about it. So when you start these conversations, they actually believe you now because they've probably been checking the market already and they read some news, they read some articles, and they know that it's crazy here now.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I know, because since I live also many years here, it was not always like this. Because in the past, I know that His Highness said, we will, because I know that some developers in the past or some people in the past said, yeah, so many apartments are empty. And His Highness said, we will first build and then fill, you know? So it's like, and I think the strategy was amazing because, I mean, there is enormous benefits, of course. If you live here, you are tax-free. So everything what you make goes into your pocket. It's completely obvious that the world needs a little bit time to understand that. First of all, it's an Arabic country. There was lots of stereotypes in the last decade, I would say. You know, we had so many conflicts in the Arabic world and so on and so on. So people got scared about it. But since all these major problems in the Middle East got solved, like the Syrian conflict got solved, for example, which was always in the news over the years. Saudi Arabia is opening up, is putting so much effort into marketing to clean out the name. We have the new leader in Saudi Arabia who's pushing forward to become more open to the West and so on and so on. I think this is very beneficial for the UAE. And I think that also gives this crazy push into the UAE that out of a sudden, so many people want to come here where I would never believe that they even thought about it to go to a country like the Middle East.
Yeah, you're right, but they actually have a vision to double the population. His Highness, by the 2040, has a vision to double. If now we are at 3.55 million, by the end of 2040, the city is expected to have only the residents double of what we have right now. Mm-hmm. We're not even talking about tourists because obviously this is the most visited city in the world at the moment. I can tell you within these 8 years, each time when His Highness had the vision, it was achieved. Mm-hmm. So surely we know that by 2040, this is exactly where we're going to be. And this is where, again, one of the questions of the clients when they say, isn't it too much of the real estate now on the market? And what's going to happen within the next couple of years? This is the answer. The city keeps growing, and it's growing so fast that still the demand for the real estate is higher than what we actually have on the market. Mm. Now we're saying it's not you who's choosing the apartment, it's the apartment that chooses you and the owner.
Exactly, yeah. No, it's really a phenomenon what's happening here. NBS from Saudi Arabia, he said it will be the new Europe. and I really believe in that. And we have also enough land here, of course. So I think that's achievable as long as we keep the political environment and the safety and also the tax regime, which is very important. Many people who will see this podcast, they will also say, yeah, but we get taxes here. That's also important to say. Yes, we get taxes. We get a corporate income tax of 9%, but it's only for mainland companies and not for free zone companies. And if we keep in mind that over 80% are located in free zones, they will keep under certain requirements the tax-free status. That's very important for people who come here and want to do business and live here. One important thing also for our viewers is when we talk about projects, we have like mainly two different kind of projects. We have off-plan projects where you basically buy from the plan something that is not built yet, and we have secondary market. That's basically real estate that is already existing. So you are an off-plan expert, basically. Can you tell me the benefits of an off-plan?
Okay, so one of the major benefits of investing in the off-plan is the payment plan that you get when you buy the apartment. So the difference with the secondary market is the one where you don't have to put all the money straight away in one check. 99% of the developers in Dubai, they offer you the payment plan until the end of the construction. Sometimes we can even find some projects that offer you 2-3 years post handover payment plan, which is amazing for the investor, where you only pay 40-50% of the property value, and the rest you are paying after you receive the keys. So this is how our investors make money. So they invest in the most interesting projects in the very beginning at the lowest prices from the developer, and at around the 100% of construction, before they're receiving the key, they resell that project. Why are they making this money? Why does it work like that here? As much as we have investors here who are trying to make money, there is also a really big amount of people who are not willing to take those risks. They, especially if they're from USSR countries, they have a really bad experience back in the days where they've been investing their money and it was all gone because the constructions were never finished or never even started. So even now when they're coming to Dubai, as much they would like to earn the money and make the profit, they're still willing to see at least that half of the construction, and this is where they're willing to pay more. So this is again the difference, between those who can take that risk, can invest in something that doesn't exist and make a really good profit within 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm. That's super, super interesting to know for people who want to invest here. First of all, I can buy off plan for a very cheap price. I can sell it before, I can sell it after I paid 50% of it, which is amazing. But I'm also able to sell my off plan anytime I want. Is this correct?
No, so this is how it works. Each company, each developer will tell you when you can resell it. Mm-hmm. Usually, on average, it's around 40%. So you have to pay at least 30% to receive an NOC, a non-objection certificate from the developer, and then you can resell it. You can, if you would like to do that, you can invest that 40% straight away and start reselling it next day. But you have to put those money first. Yes.
Okay, super. So it's basically a business itself to invest in off plans and resell them. It could be a business strategy for an investor, correct?
Yes, this is exactly the strategy that we apply for our clients. This is exactly how they make money. And there is even such thing as I can tell you an example. So one of my clients recently, we've been on the phone and I told him some good news. His unit that we bought, he got raised in price in 2 days. You need just 2 days sometimes to make money, because if the property is on demand, people who didn't get a chance to get it, they will offer you on a second day already extra money just to get it.
That's super interesting. we're talking about off-plans and secondary market. Is there any chance for secondary market to finance it for people who want to come? I mean, let's say there's a family who want to come to Dubai and they want to buy a secondary market because they need a house immediately. Is there a chance to finance it with banks, or is it difficult?
Yes, there is a chance, and you can definitely do it. But this is one of actually really good examples how we make people change their mind. So I have a lot of people who are coming to me with a request of a secondary market. But as an off-plan expert, I always ask why, because sometimes people don't even know why they need it. So after a short conversation, they're saying, I don't want to wait for something. I don't want to wait for the construction to be finished. I want to come and I want to live in my place. And again, after the short conversation, why exactly people want it, I'm telling them that if you want to buy the ready apartment, you're probably going to have to pay double of the price of what it was even a couple of years ago. And even when they say yes, I tell them this is one of the options. Of course, we can do that for you, but you have to be ready to pay much more. But there is another option. If we choose in the off-plan one of the really good projects that is going to be going up in price for sure, based on the analytics and the statistics, not just on my vision and my feelings, the difference in growth of that off-plan price can cover you the rent in the best hotel here. So basically, if you buy in the off-plan the property that costs around $500,000, within the 2 years, it can go up in price for about $700,000. We're talking about the Port de la Mer, for example. This $200,000 of growth in price can cover your rent anywhere in Dubai where you want. And by the time that apartment is going to be finished, you will receive the keys of a brand new home, and it's going to be yours, and it's going to be brand new, and it will keep going up in price. While when you invest in a secondary market, this price is going to go up, but as much as it's not going to go up much.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. I think we will put in the description a short calculation about this in a PDF, so clients can really download this, because this is something that investors, or let's say people who want to buy something quickly, don't even consider, that they could anyway live immediately here, but they don't have to put so much money on the table for their own home, basically. So it's like a win-win situation.
Exactly.
Okay, that's really interesting. How does it work when it comes to the closing of a deal? Like they also have, investors also have to calculate cost, right? So what's the additional cost that they have to expect when they buy?
Okay, the additional cost is not as big as you would probably expect. And first of all, the whole idea of closing the deal, the whole process is super easy here. Like you can close the deal here within 1-2 days, probably, if we're talking about the off-plan, yeah? And the additional cost is going to be only the 4% of the DLD, yeah? This is the 4% of the property value that goes to the Dubai Land Department. So when we say that there is no taxes here and you don't pay anything extra, you really don't. This is the only time where you have to pay the 4%. And there is the small fees for the basically closing the deal and organizing everything, but that's really... We're talking about 1% probably on top. That's it.
How does it work with the real estate commission? Who pays it?
This is one of the reasons as well why the off-plan is more interesting for the investors and for the end users as well, because you don't have to pay any commission when you buy off-plan, because this is where the agencies getting the commission from the developers. And it's actually a really interesting thing as well when I say that you have to carefully choose your agent, because depending on the developer, the commissions are really different. So I can give you the example, Daymar, the biggest company, the national developer, the one who built the Burj Khalifa, the Dubai Mall. Right now, they offer only 2% commission for the agents. But if I'll not gonna give you the names, but just tell you that much smaller developers who are still trying to earn the trust of the clients, or who have not such a good quality projects, they offering 8-7% commission to the agents. So the greedy ones, of course, will always go for the bigger commission. So it's not always only about what you want, but it's also what kind of agent you're working with. So yeah, I can tell you that we're closing MR. We're number one company that closes the MR developer, which I'm actually proud, because we're saying we're not closing the deals over one time with the client, but we are the ones who are working on a long term with the clients. Because I'm not interested to sell the project where I can get 8% commission and then God knows what's going to be with it. I'm actually preferring to work with you now, resell the apartment later, invest again, and keep going. This is where we build, and this is where we get the trust of the clients as well.
Okay. When it comes to off-plans, is there risk for investors in general? Can they lose their money? Can it happen that the project is not finishing or that it's not even starting? Do you have any advice when it comes to this?
Okay, so this is a common question, and regarding the projects not being finished, people heard some horror stories again from the past of Dubai, but it all changed in 2008 when the Dubai Land Department was introduced, actually. And this is when the developers and the whole system of the real estate was completely changed here after the crisis, because how it works actually now, you as an investor, when you're coming and buying the property of the developer, the money that you put, they're not going directly to the developer's bank account. They're going to the escrow accounts of Dubai Land Department. And those money are only being received by developer by the time they finish the construction. So no one is interested here to being late and not finish the construction, because otherwise they're just not going to get any money. However, it is... developers still can delay the construction for 1 or 2 years. Such thing does exist in the contract. They have a legal right for it, but we don't face such kind of problems recently in Dubai, because
I guess it's more common that they finish earlier, right?
Because they're more interested in that, because they can get their money faster. So normally we are talking about on an average 3-5 months delay, which does not really make a big difference for people. And for most of the investors, the payment plan is always goes with the percentage of construction. So let's say if it's being delayed, then you'll have to pay the money later. So for some people, it's even actually better.
Does it mean when you have a payment plan that the developer receives the parts of the money based on the development?
Completion.
Or does he receive it really only in the end, the money of
he will receive the money only in the end.
The complete money.
Yes, but you as an investor, you are paying you're following the payment plan according to the construction as it goes.
But it always goes to the Dubai Land Department?
Yes.
And it stays there until 100%. The developer is ready? So the developer is financing the development with the bank, I guess?
Exactly.
Which is also basically in Dubai and owned by the same people like the Land Department.
The developer has to have half of the total property value on their bank account to actually prove that they can do that.
Which is an unbelievable system
it
for
is.
Safety for the investors.
Exactly.
I mean, the only one who could basically screw you is the Dubai Land Department, and this won't happen.
And it's not going to happen.
They will never do that.
Yes.
That's incredible. That's really incredible. Okay. Good. One more question I have. It's like when it comes to ownership. It's like, let's say I buy an apartment. Okay, that's maybe not the hardest question to answer. When I buy an apartment in a tower, I own it. But what about land? How does it work with land? When I buy a villa, for example, with land on it, do I own the land,
Yes, of course. If you purchase land, you are the one who is the owner of the land. That's your property, and this is where you can build the villa, the townhouse, or what you want. Normally, if you are investing in the project, if it's a community and they are selling the land, the developer will mostly give you the example of how your villa or townhouse should look like, because they want to keep pretty much the same concept, in the community. So you will have to follow some certain standards, but only on the outside. Inside, if you want to do it 1 bedroom townhouse, a villa, or you're going to do 10 rooms there, it's completely up to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for these really interesting insights. Our clients, they know you because you are in our clients' back end, where they can get the most interesting off plans and have the ability to get directly in contact with you and talk to you about these off plans. Before we finish, I mean, what is the difference between you and any other real estate agent? Just tell me the truth.
That's a good question, actually, but when I talk to my clients on the first call, they are the ones actually who telling me straight away, Yana, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm working with 3-4 more agents, and I'm completely fine with it. I'm not trying to steal anyone's hustle here. I'm just doing my job, and it just started happening within the last couple of years that I don't have to really answer on that question anymore, because my happy clients are the ones who can give you the answer.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, Yana. It was really nice to talk to you. And whoever wants to get in touch with Yana, we will put a link below. We put also a referral link that will give you a small gift when you get this code to Yana. And everybody who wants to come to Dubai, welcome. Get the best offers and get them fast, because as we all know, it's selling very quickly at the moment. Thank you so much, Yana.
Thank you so much for having
me.
You too.